相信我可以，有目标就往上爬。你相信你可以，勇敢的往前冲吧。有想法就有办法，有办法就不用怕，我们一起到达，是 number one， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量，我们一起到达。Number one， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量。我相信我可以，有目标就往上爬。你相信你可以，勇敢的往前冲吧。有想法就有办法，有办法就不用怕，我们一起到达，是 number one， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量，我们一起到达，是 number one， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量。我相信。Hey, good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Wow. I can see people are coming in already to our Facebook Live again. Yes, it's Friday again, and it's time for me to share more secret with you. Yes, more techniques on how to solve tax audit issue. Yes, and today we are going to do episode 25. Wow, this is so cool, right? We have already done 24 episodes, yeah? And, well, you guys are so early because we're going to start at 11 o'clock sharp. We are going to start at 11 o'clock sharp, and we have just a few more minutes before we really kickstart the whole thing, and I'll be sharing with you another technique, another secret on how to solve tax audit issue, yeah? And like what I said, today is episode 25. That means we have already run 24 episodes, yeah? Now, in case if you say, hey, I have missed the previous all 24 episodes. How can I actually, watch them back? Can I actually watch them back? Yes, you can. Just go to my Facebook page. That is Tax Guru Zen Chow, Tax Guru Zen Chow Facebook page. You can go to the video section and you'll find all the previous 24 episodes, yeah? But you know what? Today it's very special. Why? Because today we have a lucky draw. Yes, we have a lucky draw session with all of you. So what you need to do, how do you actually go into this lucky draw pool to stand a chance to win a ticket to our tax audit and investigation webinar worth 498 ringgit each. Yes, you would actually stand a chance to win one of the tickets, to our tax audit and investigation webinar worth 498 ringgit each. Very simple. Just follow this instruction. First, share this Facebook Live out. Because you guys are here so early, just help me share this Facebook Live out by tapping or clicking the share button. If you're using a phone, tap the share button at the bottom of the screen. If you're using a computer, click that share button, share this Facebook Live out. Thereafter, tag 5 friends. Just tag 5 friends into the comment box. Tag 5 friends into the comment box. Once we have seen that you have shared this Facebook Live and tag 5 friends into the comment box, you will go into the lucky draw pool, of which at the end of the session we will draw 3 winners. Yes, we have 3 winners today to win the ticket to our tax audit and investigation webinar worth 498 ringgit each. So it's just that simple. Share this Facebook Live out, tag 5 friends, tag in the comment box, and when we see you have tagged 5 friends, your name will go into the lucky draw pool, and at the end of the session we will draw 3 winners to win the tax audit and investigation webinar for 498 ringgit. So do it right now. We're going to start at 11 o'clock sharp, just a few more minutes. We're going to start at 11. So share this out right now, tag your 5 friends, and I'll see you later at 11 o'clock. I'll see you soon. All right. It's 11 o'clock already. It's already 11 o'clock. And as promised, we will start our Facebook Live session. We will start our Secrets Revealed series, Techniques to Solve Tax Audit Issue. And yes, today I am going to share with you another technique. Yes, I'll be revealing more secrets. I'll be sharing with you another technique on how to solve tax audit issues. And as usual, what I'll be doing is I'll be sharing a case. A case of which it happened to our client. Our client got audited, and we actually help our client to solve that tax audit issue when our client got audited. So just to let you know, today is episode 25 already. Yes, episode 25. You may be asking, hey, that means I already, we have already done 24 episodes, So you may ask, hey, can I actually go back and see all the previous 24 episodes because, I missed 24 episodes? Don't worry. Yes, you can view all of them. Just go to my Facebook page. That is Tax Guru Zen Chow. Tax Guru Zen Chow Facebook page. You will see the video section. Go to the video section and you will find all the 24 episodes, all the previous 24 episodes, all there. But you know what? joining a live session is much better, isn't it? Because in the live session, what I'll do is I'll be answering to your questions. If you have any questions relating to the tax audit issue that we are discussing, just put your questions into the comment box and I will be answering to your questions. So I will urge you right now to share this Facebook Live out with all your friends. You know why? Because if you share this Facebook Live out to your friends, family, business partner, business associates, well, you would help them to also learn tax techniques, tax audit issue techniques. But more importantly is today we have lucky draw. Yes, we have lucky draw. That is, you could stand a chance to win one of the 3 tickets to our tax audit and investigation webinar. Yes, you stand a chance to win our ticket to the tax audit and investigation webinar. Just very simple. First, share this Facebook Live out. If you're viewing it from a phone, look at the bottom of your screen, right? Just tap the share button. If you're viewing it from a computer, look for the share button, click that share button, and thereafter tag 5 friends. Tag 5 friends into the comment box. And once we have seen you have tagged 5 friends into the comment box here, your name will be inserted into the lucky draw pool. And we will draw 3 lucky winners at the end of the session. 3 winners to go to our tax audit and investigation webinar with 498 ringgit each. Yes, it's just that simple. Share this Facebook Live out, then tag 5 friends in the comment box. Once we have seen you tag 5 friends, your name will go into our lucky draw pool and you stand a chance to win our ticket to the tax audit and investigation webinar with 498 ringgit. All right, so do it right now, or we're just about to start. We're just starting, so you can still do it right now. Okay, now I know a lot of you are probably joining us for the very first time. So you probably come here for the very first time, and this is maybe your first time seeing me, joining our Secrets Revealed series, techniques to solve tax audit issue. Now this is probably your first time, yeah. But now let me just try to do some interaction, with all of you, because Facebook Live is all about interaction, yeah. So how many of you here are actually a first timer? If you're a first timer, can you just put in the comment box and put 1? Just put number 1 in the first timer, just to tell you that you are a first timer. Just let me see how many first timers are there. We have more than 150 people, and it's still rising. The number is still increasing. That means more and more people are coming in. Yeah. So if you're a first timer joining us for the very first time, can you just put number 1? Put number 1 in the comment box so that I know you are a first timer. Okay, I can see some people responding already. Like Yun Oi is a first timer. I see Mala Kumuta. Yeah, I see John KN, Yobi Tong, Soba Na, Myra Yusuf, and I have Wei Kam, Shamini, Mei, Rebecca, Chong Chui Chui, Sanjay Menon, Stephanie Yap, Lim Razzle, and I have Lee C over here. Wow, looks like a Tila as well. Tila Chandran. Well, a lot of first timers today. Very good. Looks like we have a lot of first timers now. Oh, and Dixon as well. Dixon is a first timer. Siu Sang Lao is also a first timer. Well, looks like we have a lot of first timers. Well, if you're a first timer, then you probably do not know who I am, right? Yeah. Okay, so let me just introduce myself. My name is Zen Chow, yeah. Of course, some people call me the tax guru of YYC. No, but actually the fact is that I'm the tax director. I'm the tax director and the head of tax department in tax YYC, yeah. Now, but you may then ask, now who's YYC then? YYC is actually an accounting and advisory firm, yeah. And let me just do a very brief introduction and just let you know who YYC is. YYC is actually an accounting and advisory firm established since 1974. And our brand promise is to empower entrepreneurial success. Now, of course, to do that, we have our vision and mission. Our vision is to be the number one world-class accounting and advisory firm in Asia. And our mission is more important. Yeah, why? Because our mission here is we want to inspire everyone, including you who are watching the Facebook Live right now. Yeah, we want to inspire you so that you can actually overcome your odds, unleash your potential, and more importantly, find fulfillment in life. Yeah. Now, of course, to do all this, we need to have our brand promises. Yeah. So what are our brand promises that we always uphold? Now, first, we want to share expertise. You see, why do we want to do Facebook Live today? Why do we want to share, all these techniques to you? That's because it's one of our brand promises. We want to share our expertise to everyone, including you. And to our client, we want to show the most proactive care. Now, not just a normal care and not normal care, but proactive care, yeah, and we want all our clients to have the most positive experience ever. So these are our brand promises, yeah. Now you may think, well, YYC is probably just a normal accounting firm out there, yeah. Well, that's not right, because a normal accounting firm would only have audit, tax, and accounting services, but we have much more than that. You know, we have our very own advisory arm, and our advisory services ranges from like share structure, strategic planning, valuation, or even cloud and digital transformation. See that? Now, we also have our very own business school. That means we hold a lot of webinars, talks, workshops from time to time. Yeah. And we also serve, other firms through our global business services like outsourced accounting, outsourced payroll, outsourced bookkeeping, etc. Yeah. So now, if you ever see any of these services that actually interest you, that you say, hey, I want to know more, feel free to just drop us a message. You just drop us a message on Facebook, and our professional team would get in touch with you, yeah, to let you know more. Now, like I said, YYC was established since 1974. That means we are 47 years old this year. Yes, we're turning 47 this year, and we call ourselves an international firm. Yes, because we don't just have presence in Malaysia, we also have branches in Singapore. Yes, we have more than 800 employees, more than 20,000 clients, and we've trained more than 130,000 participants through all our workshops, because we have done more than 5,000 workshops. Yeah. Now, these are all the awards given to YYC throughout all these years. Okay. Now, so like I said, YYC is actually, an international firm. Therefore, we don't just have branches in Malaysia. We also have branches in Singapore. But of course, in Malaysia, our headquarters is in Kuala Lumpur. Yeah, in Kuala Lumpur. We also have branches in Selangor, in Johor, and in Penang as well. Yeah. So if you are saying you're from down south, you're from up north, that's okay, because we always have a branch, near you. Yeah, we have a branch near you. All right. Now, having said that, yeah, whenever I come to this part, when I say we have branches all around Malaysia, yeah, I always like to ask, now close to 200 people right now, close to 200 people are actually watching Facebook Live right now. Yeah, may I just ask you, just to be more interactive, where are you from? Can you just tell me where are you from? Like which state or which town or which city, or which area? If you want to be more specific, you can tell me which area are you from. Say you're from Kuala Lumpur, right? You want to be more specific. Which part of Kuala Lumpur are you from? Can you just put it in the comment box and let me know, where are you from? You can tell me which state you're from, or which town, or which city, or even which area, right? If you want to, just let me gauge out of this close to 200 people, where are you all from? Yeah, because I see there's some first timers also. Yeah, like Angie is a first timer telling me Angie is a first timer. Oh, I have some response over here. Joanne Lau is from KL. Okay, Joanne Lau is from KL. Then who else? Yeah, I have Zoe Ma from Penang. Yeah, Zoe Ma is from Penang. And thanks, Zoe, for sharing this out and tagging your friends. Yeah, thank you so much, Zoe. Yeah, I have Malakumuta from Subang Jaya. Yobi is from where? Hold on. Yobi from Selangor. Soba is from Cheras. Alice from PH. PH means Pahang, is it? I don't know. PH. Wait, PH. PH means what, Alice? Can you just tell me more? All of a sudden, I can't get it. PH means what, yeah? Okay. Zong is from KL. Carolyn is from Puchong. Alice is from PJ. And then I have Uma from Bandar Mahkota Ceras, Mei from Negeri Sembilan, Chong Chui from Penang, Sandy from Setia Alam, Rebecca from Klang. Wow, so it looks like we have a lot of people. Oh, PJ. Oh, okay, not PH, PJ Petaling Jaya. Okay, there must be a typo. Then we have, wow, someone from Cebu. Siu Hong is from Cebu. Wow, looks like we have people like from the East Malaysia as well. That's really good. And Vivian is from Kajang, Yun Oi is from Penang. Okay, looks like we have people, a very good mix. We have people from the north, from the south, even from the East Malaysia. That's really cool. That's really cool. Yeah, well, I mean, that's how we, usually like to really have these Facebook Live, broadcasted to all around Malaysia, so that everyone gets to see this and learn this together. Yeah, like Changlong was from Kuching. Yeah, very good, Changlong. Okay, now, I know, yeah, you probably would say, okay, I'm here not to chit-chat, I'm here to learn your techniques. I'm here to learn how to solve tax audit, how to manage tax audit. I'm not here to come chit-chat with you. I understand. I know you're eagerly waiting for this thing to start. Yes, so we are going to start right now. But let me just remind you again, in case you have just joined us, let me tell you, today is very special because you will stand a chance to win one of the 3 tickets to our tax audit and investigation webinar. Yes, today we're giving out a free ticket to tax audit and investigation webinar worth 498 ringgit. Very simple. Just share this Facebook Live out. Share this Facebook Live out. Thereafter, tag 5 friends. Tag 5 friends into the comment box. And once we see that you have already tagged 5 friends in the comment box, your name will go into the lucky draw pool, and we will draw 3 winners at the end of the session. And you will stand a chance to win one of the 3 tickets to our tax audit and investigation webinar worth 498 ringgit each. So it's just that simple. Share this Facebook Live out, then tag 5 friends. Tag 5 friends into the comment box. All right? So you can still do it right now because we're just about to start. So now, today, we're going to talk about what? Episode 25. Episode 25. And that is like how many? 24 episodes that we have done already, right? This is the 25th episode. All right? So if you say, I want to go back and watch the previous 24 episodes, let me just tell you again. You can go to my Facebook Live, Facebook page, Tax Guru Zen Chow Facebook page. You go to the video section, you will find all the previous 24 episodes. Yeah. Now, but today, episode 25, what are we going to talk about? We are going to discuss cleaning expenses. Yes. What is this all about now? You see, every week, every time when I do this sharing, yeah, I will be bringing to you a case, a case study of which our client got audited by the Inland Revenue Board, and there is this issue that arises during audit, and we tell you how did we actually help the client to solve the issue, to drop the issue. All right. So today we're gonna talk about cleaning expenses. Now you may ask, hey, why is cleaning expenses, so interesting, Now, what is cleaning expenses over here? Of course, you will know that whenever you do business, you probably have to get some cleaners to come in to do cleaning, right? And then you have to pay cleaning expenses, right? So the question here is cleaning expense a deductible expense? Now, are cleaning expenses deductible? So we always fall back to the general principles of deductibility. Now, general principles of deductibility is under Section 33. Subsection 33 bracket 1 of the Income Tax Act actually lays out, the conditions, how an expense can be tax deductible, how an expense can be tax deductible. So it's simple. First, right, it must be incurred during that period. It must be incurred. So when I say incurred here, it means you must have really have the obligation to pay the expense. Right? Say you have got an invoice and you have the obligation to pay the expense, that is incurred. Yeah, it cannot be an estimate, cannot be a provision. You cannot say, oh, I estimate the expenses should be this much. Now you cannot estimate. Yeah, you have to have the obligation to pay. It's confirmed. Well, cleaning expenses, definitely, I have the obligation to pay, right? So not an issue. That is not an issue. But then it must be an outgoing and expenses. Now, what does it mean? It means you must be paying money, right? There must be an outgoing after that. Yeah, you have an expense, then you need to pay. Well, of course you have to pay, right? Cleaning expenses, definitely you need to pay, right? You cannot say, oh, I have cleaning expenses, but then I do need to pay. No such thing, right? So outgoing expenses, no problem, yeah? Then it must be wholly and exclusively for business. No, what does it mean? It means whatever expenses that you incur, it must be wholly and exclusively for business purpose, right? It must not be for any other purpose. You get it? That means if you incur cleaning expenses, make sure it's for your business premises, it's for your business, right? You don't say, oh, I have incurred cleaning expenses for my own house, my house. So I'm I'm paying the cleaner for my house, and then I want to claim expenditure. No, you can't. That is not wholly and exclusively for business. That's not for business. So it must be for business, wholly and exclusively for business. Well, then it must be revenue in nature. Now, this is very important. When it comes to cleaning expenses, it must be revenue in nature. That means that it must be for the operation of your business. It is not something that allows you to get an asset, to obtain an asset, whether it's tangible or intangible. You're not paying something to obtain an asset, with enduring benefit in nature. So it must be revenue. It is for the operation, to maintain your business. So you would say, well, cleaning expenses, it should be, right? It should be, right? Well, I would say yes, most of the time cleaning expenses is because if you say I pay cleaning expenses to clean my my business premises, well, that's definitely ongoing, right? So this one usually not an issue, but later I'll tell you, sometimes it could be an issue. And the last thing is it must be in the production of gross income. What do I mean? It means whatever you do, it's for you to generate more income, generate more sales. So you may ask, hey, if I do cleaning, is it helping me to generate more sales? Well, it is, because if you clean the place and you'll be able to do business better, you'll be able to attract customers, more customers. That's definitely in the production of gross income, right? So cleaning, yes, you can relate that to in the production of gross income, because if you clean the place, more people will come, and then you will be able to get more business. So you see, so it's like to satisfy section 33 is not difficult. Yeah, as long as you satisfy all this, then hey, it looks like it is deductible. But remember, it cannot be capital in nature. Just like I told you, right? It must be revenue in nature, cannot be capital in nature. Why? Because if it is revenue in nature, right, under section 33, it is relating to the profit earning operations. Therefore, it is deductible. But if it is capital in nature, under section 39, you don't get deduction, You don't get deduction, because if it is for acquisition of a capital asset or initial expense. For example, you buy or you rent a place, you buy a place, and let's say you buy a shop. The shop is not ready to use. Not ready to use. You get someone in to do cleaning so that it is ready for you to use. That is capital expenditure. That is initial expense, because your shop is not even ready to use. And if it's not ready, you go and spend money, the initial expense to clean it, that is not in the production of gross income, because you have not started earning money with that shop, right? So that is capital in nature, and that is not deductible, So you got to be very careful here. Your cleaning expenses, if it's in the production of gross income, when you're earning income already, that is deductible. But if it's something that is you have done initially before you even started earning income, that is not deductible. That's capital in nature. So having said that, what is our case over here? Now, let me share with you a real life case that happened to our client. This is relating to cleaning expenses. Now, look at this. Our client, right, it's principally involved in the business of restaurant, restaurant operator, and started his business in 2018. So when you do a restaurant business, well, definitely you need to get someone to come and clean, right? Cleaning expenses is very common for, a restaurant operator, right? Now, but what happened here is, this client of ours, they paid cleaning fee. They paid cleaning fee to a related company, and let's call this related company, Company S, okay, in 2018. So they have another related company in the business of cleaning, cleaning services. So this restaurant owner say, okay, why don't I use a related company? I pay them to come and do cleaning for me. So cleaning fee was paid to Company S, and it is provided to two restaurants, two restaurants of our client. So at this point, it sounds like still okay, right? It's still okay, right? Now, but what happened? When the Inland Revenue Board came and audit our client, then look through the expenses, then look through the accounts, and they raised these issues. They say, your cleaning services is capital in nature, not allowed for deduction. Why? Because you see, they started the restaurant business in 2018, and straight away they get some cleaners to come in, right, to do cleaning, and they spend a lot of money in cleaning. Later I'll show you the findings from the Inland Revenue Board. I'll show you the findings. The cleaning expenses is pretty expensive. So the Inland Revenue Board then say, hey, these cleaning expenses, I suspect, right, it is before you even start your business, even you started your business. So all these cleaning expenses is actually capital in nature. If it's capital in nature before you even started your business, they are not deductible. They are not deductible at all. And furthermore, this client, they pay cleaning fee to a related company. See, if they pay to a related company, IRB says, Inland Revenue Board says, I think this is not genuine, because you're paying to a related company, and then you can actually mark up the cleaning expenses. You can mark up the cleaning fee, pay them more so that you have more expenses. So I think this is not genuine. It's not incurred wholly and exclusively in the production of gross income. So due to these two things, right, they say it's not incurred wholly and exclusively in the production of gross income. And therefore, they disallowed the whole thing. They disallowed the whole cleaning expenses incurred, And you know how much the client has incurred for cleaning expenses? Everything is disallowed. 221,000. 221,000, and look at this, a service pembersihan. Service pembersihan. The Inland Revenue Board says, you have claimed the expenses, totaling 221,000 for both branches, yeah, 2 restaurants. Yeah, they say, well, this should be deductible, but yeah, it seems like this amount is so high. Yeah, you spend 200 over 1,000, and we think this is capital in nature. This should be capitalized. Yeah, we think that this is not revenue in nature, it's capital in nature, and therefore it's not deductible. Now, the Inland Revenue Board says until you can prove that this is not capital in nature, until you prove that this is revenue in nature, I don't allow this deduction. Hey, imagine 200 over 1,000 worth of cleaning expenses. When this is added back, do you know how much tax the company needs to pay? Yeah, if this company needs to pay 24% tax, 24% tax rate, 200 over 1,000 over here, we're talking about 50,000, you know, we're talking about 50,000 ringgit worth of tax that they need to pay back, you know, and there's a penalty. And there's a 45% penalty. The penalty itself is already 20 over 1,000. That means they are looking at 70 to 80,000, you know, 70 over 1,000 worth of tax and penalty that they need to pay back. Hey, 70 over to 80,000 tax and penalty, you know. Therefore, the client said, hey, I need some help. So the client came to us and tell us, hey, how do we solve this? You know, the ERB says this is not deductible. Asked me to pay 70 over 1,000 worth of tax and penalty because of this issue. Of course, we went in, we analyzed. And we look at whether this is actually deductible or not. So what did we do? Now, we went in, we analyzed the nature of the expenses. Yeah. So we found out that, hey, these expenses were incurred only after the operation has commenced. Now, that's the first thing. Yeah, we look at all the dates of invoices, you know, all the work done. Now we have to look at, you know, when did this cleaner come in? You know, when was the cleaning done? We look at all the job sheet, all the job sheets, all the work done, because every time the cleaner come, they will have an appointment date and things like that, right? All of these were incurred after the commencement of operation. That means after our client has commenced the business operation. Now, with that means we know this is not commenced before the operation. Yeah, it's not commenced before the operation. And these are actually for the day-to-day operation because they're running the restaurant business. Yeah, they have 2 branches. They have two branches, and you know it's pretty dirty sometimes in the restaurant, and they don't have their in-house cleaner, right? They don't have an in-house cleaner to clean the restaurant, so they need these cleaners to come in every day. They need the cleaners to come in every day to help them to clean the restaurant because they don't have an in-house cleaner to do all this. Yeah. So because of that, the expenses become very high. 200 over 1,000. Now, it seems like, yes, it's very high, but because they do not have an in-house cleaner to do that, they get the cleaners to come in every day or every 2 days just to clean up the whole place because they want to keep the restaurants in very good condition for the day-to-day operation. And we look at all the job sheets, yeah, they indeed come after the commencement of business. And we say, hey, this is recurring expenses. We tell the Inland Revenue, hey, this is recurring expenses. This is actually revenue in nature. And indeed, this is genuine. Yeah, even though, yeah, this is paid to, you know, a related company, but it's still genuine because all the expenses that have been incurred, they are all properly documented. Yeah, so we say this is for the operation and it's wholly and exclusively incurred for business purpose. Even though this is for company S, yeah, even though this is paid to company S, which is a related company, right? The company S actually has proper agreement. They have a proper agreement with our client to say, you know, what is the cleaning expense, cleaning service contract like. Yeah, and they have an agreement to say how the cleaning service is like, you know, when would they come. Everything is spelled out in the agreement properly. And more importantly is, in company S, yeah, company S actually reported this as income also. Company S, as a cleaning company, right, they reported this income in their tax computation, in their audited report, and we show the Inland Revenue Board also, you know, all this, you know, there's invoice from company S, there's payment made, you know, and the company S really declare this as their income. So you see, we say this is totally genuine, this is revenue in nature, and this amount is actually logical. Yeah, it's logical. Now, with all this analysis, with all these arguments, right, and of course we have to do a lot of work and looking at all the job sheets and things like that, the IRB accepted it. The IRB accepted this explanation, and the Inland Revenue Board dropped the issue. 200 over 1,000 worth of cleaning expenses, yeah, they dropped the issue, they accepted our explanation, they accepted our analysis, and the client saved 70 over thousand, yeah, of tax and penalty because of that. So what's the rationale behind? Why could we actually drop this issue? Why could we actually help the client to drop this? That's because always remember, cleaning fee, well, it's usually, I would say it's incurred wholly and exclusively in the production of gross income, as long as it is for the operation of business. Because when you do cleaning, you need to maintain, your business premises in good shape, in good condition, so that people come. Otherwise, if it's so dirty, no one would come, right? So it's definitely helping you to increase your income. It is in the production of gross income. Therefore, I say the cleaning expenses, right? The cleaning fee is incurred wholly and exclusively in the production of gross income, and therefore they are able to claim deduction. And there's a valid commercial reason for the cleaning fee. Yeah, it's because the client doesn't have an in-house cleaner. Yeah, well, they of course they will clean certain things on their own, but running a restaurant, it's very dirty, and they want to keep everything in a very good condition. So they get the cleaners to come in every other day, either every day or every other day, to come in to really clean up the whole place, and therefore they spend a lot. So there is a commercial reason why they need to use external cleaners to come in. And most importantly is all of these is supported with agreement signed with company S. Yeah, that's the basis of charging stated very clearly in the agreement, saying that I'll be coming every day to do what work, and what is my charging rate, how much do I charge you. Everything is stated clearly in the agreement, and it's signed by both parties. Yeah, and most importantly is that it's genuine, because Company S will declare this in their income tax return form. Yeah, they will declare this in their income tax return form. They will declare this income in their own audited report, and then they have all the invoices issued. So it's matching. Yeah, it's matching. When I incur expense, you would have income. So it's matching, and therefore we prove this is genuine. So with all this rationale, we managed to drop it. So what is our advice to you? Now, what is our advice over here to you, right, to prevent these kind of things from happening? Yeah, very important, yeah, to prevent all these from happening in future. Make sure, first of all, never ever create fictitious payment to related company, especially related company. You know why? Because Inland Revenue is very particular. They're very particular, very sensitive when it comes to payment to a related company, because they always would think, hey, if you pay to a related company, something must be wrong, or must be something fishy, because they say you must have jacked up the price, you must have paid something that is not genuine. Yeah, so never ever create fictitious payment, right? It's very, very suspicious, and people will look at that. But of course, if it's real, if you have all the documentations there, then good, because I would say ensure proper documentations are available. Please ensure that if you have related company transactions, right, or even if it's non-related, please have proper documentations to justify what's the purpose of my expense. Yeah, why do I have to incur that expense? What is the nature of work? What is the scope of work? And of course, the rest of documents like invoice, agreement, payment proof, very important to show that you really pay. Yeah, all these would help you when it comes to solving tax audit issues. Because you do not know, one day when the Inland Revenue Board comes and do an audit, they will say, hey, this is not genuine, that is not incurred in the production of gross income. So you need to bring out all these documentations to prove, to argue with the Inland Revenue Board. Yeah, so that is my advice to you. All right, so I know, okay, I see questions coming in already. Yeah, I'll answer to your questions. Don't worry, I'll answer to your questions very soon. Yeah, so you see, this is what I want to tell you all. Every time, when we incur expenses, we always have in mind that, hey, this should be tax deductible. This one shouldn't be an issue. But we do not know. Sometimes when the Inland Revenue Board comes, they may pinpoint on certain things and say, hey, this one is not deductible. That one cannot be allowed. This one I have to add back. You have to pay more tax, more penalty for this and that. That always happen now when Inland Revenue Board come and do an audit. But this is what I want to tell you. If you receive any tax audit letter, please do not be afraid. Do not be panicked. Never be panicked when you receive a tax audit letter. Once you receive any audit letter, you can actually bring it to us. Yeah, we're more than happy to give you a complimentary online consultation. Yes, we're more than happy to help you to see how we can solve your tax audit issue, because we are here to help you to solve tax audit issue. So if you have received any tax audit letter, you can bring it to us. Yeah, just message us, drop us a message. Either you go to our YYC Advisors Facebook page, or you can go to my Facebook page. Yeah, that is Tax Guru Zen Chow Facebook page. Yeah, go to Tax Guru Zen Chow, send us a message, show us the tax audit letter, show us the audit letter that you have received, right? So that we can do a complimentary online consultation session for you to see how we can help you to solve the tax audit issue. All right, because most of the time, yeah, issues can be solved, all right? So don't be afraid, don't be panicked if you receive that, and please bring that to us. Okay, now I see questions are here. Yeah, now just let me tell you, you can still continue to share this Facebook Live out. You can still share this Facebook Live out and tag 5 friends. Just share this out, tag 5 friends, and you will stand a chance to win one of the 3 tickets to our tax audit and investigation webinar, worth 498 ringgit each. Yeah. So if you have not done so, you have not shared this out, you have not tagged your 5 friends, please do it right now. Share this out, share the Facebook Live out, tag 5 friends. Yeah, just tag 5 names into the comment box. Yeah, once we see you have tagged 5 names in the comment box, we will put your name into our lucky draw pool, and we will actually draw 3 winners later, 3 winners, yeah, at the end of the session to win the tax audit and investigation webinar ticket worth 498 ringgit each. All right, so you can still do that until I call close. So you can still do it right now. Share this out and tag 5 friends. Okay, let me just now go to the questions. Yeah, I know there are some questions, but let me just drink some water. Yeah. Okay, all right. Now let me just put back into this page, so that in case you say, oh, what's your Facebook page again? Yeah, it's Tax Guru Zen Chow. Yeah, all right. Okay, let me just go to the questions. I can see some questions here already. Like there's one question. First question here from Jane Lee. Now Jane Lee was asking, what if we work from home and we engage cleaning lady to clean house? Can the cleaning charges deductible? Now I like this question, Jane. I like this question. But remember just now what I told you? I said, if it is cleaning expenses for your own house, you cannot claim deduction. Why? Because your house is not your business premises. I understand you're not working from home. I know you say, my business premises is not being used now, I'm using my home to do work. But the rationale is very simple, Cleaning your house, wouldn't help your business to generate more income. Cleaning your house wouldn't help your business to generate more income because that's not your business premises. But if you clean your business premises, that is okay. Yeah, like right now, working from home, the office is not open. Then later when it's open again, it's probably very dusty, right? Very dusty, a lot of dust in there. So you need someone to go there and clean the place. That cleaning expenses definitely deductible. That one definitely not an issue. Yeah, but cleaning house, sorry, cannot. Yeah, all right, Jane Lee. All right, next question here I have is from Mei Yi. All right, Mei Yi Chen is asking, how did the IRB in the first place come to a conclusion that the cleaning expenses was pre-commencement? Is it because the business is in its first year of operations? Yes, you are right, Mei Yi. You're absolutely right. Because when the Inland Revenue come, they say, hey, your restaurant has commenced business in year 2018. Your cleaning expenses are also in 2018, and it's really huge. It's a lot, So they say that you must have, acquired the shop or rented the shop even before you started doing business. You incur a lot of expenses to clean up the whole place for you to commence business. Because usually we don't spend so much. Usually cleaning expenses, you don't spend 200 over 1,000, right? Now, how often do you spend 200 over 1,000 for cleaning expenses? Isn't it? Yeah, they spend 200 over 1,000, Therefore, the IRB, say, hey, this 200 over 1,000 is too huge. Yeah, and usually people don't spend so much money on cleaning expenses. So you started in 2018, you spent 200 over 1,000 in 2018. This must be initial expenses. This must be expenses before you even commence your operation. Yes, that is how IRB, think about. But we can argue if we have proper documentation. Therefore, we go in, we went in, we analyze, we look at, the commencement of the cleaning services, we look at all the job sheets, and indeed, yeah, all these cleaning expenses happen after commencement. Yeah, all this cleaning service happen after the commencement, and we have all the job sheets to support as well. And why is it so expensive? Why was it 200 over 1,000? Because they came very often. They came very often to do cleaning. That's why it goes up to 200 over 1,000. And 2 branches some more. 2 branches. That is 1 branch is 100 over 1,000, right? So that is how we analyze, argue, put up all the explanation, and manage to drop the issue. All right, Mei Yi. Okay, next, I have another question here from, wow, this is a long one. Okay, this is from Hin Quen Cheng. Hin Quen Cheng. Now, Hin Quen Cheng is asking, home tuition from house owned jointly by my 2 children, but only one child A stays in this house. Child B does not stay in this house and pays housing loan, 50% share of this house ownership. Can my tuition business claim cleaning and rental expenses paid to this joint property ownership? Okay, let me just understand the whole thing again. Yeah, it's a home tuition. Now you're using house to do home tuition, and this house is owned by 2 children. One child stays in the house, the other one does not stay. Yeah, but of course, when it comes to sharing of ownership, is 50% paying loan. Okay, that one is the other thing. Now, so your question here is, can I claim rental and cleaning expenses? Now, if you say this house is used for home tuition, it's used for home tuition, and if you have cleaning expenses for the house, because people do come to your house, you do home tuition, people do come to your house to do, to go for tuition, right? This is your business premises already. Yes, this is your business premises already. Yeah. And if you say I have to pay a rental, now because you never mentioned who pays rental to whom, let's say if you say there's a rental agreement over here of which I pay rental as well, the rental is also rental paid for your business premises. But the thing here is, because this house is not fully used for business, because you stay in the house also, right? It's not fully used for business. What we usually say is that 50% of it will be tax deductible. Yeah, because you will say there's dual usage. Well, I'll stay in the house and I use it for business as well, because home tuition, I will say 50% of it can be deducted, right? Can be deducted for tax purpose. Yeah, the cleaning, and even if there's rental, 50% will be deductible. Yeah, so that's how you do it. Yeah, Hin Quen Cheng. Okay. All right, next, let's go to Doris. Doris have this question. What if the expenses paid to an individual freelance does not have a company? Now, this is very important. I know some of you will say, hey, I pay to a freelancer, they don't have a company, they never issue me invoice. How, yeah? Now, then you need to do your part. You need to do your part already. If they don't issue you an invoice, please issue, something from your own, a payment voucher. Let's say you put a payment voucher, put in that freelancer's name, IC number, and then also put in what is the job scope, cleaning expenses of office, or on which day, put clearly in the payment voucher, and get the cleaner, the freelancer to sign on the payment voucher to say that there is indeed a cleaning service that happened. Yeah, if you can do one step further, if you can do that cleaning sheet, I think most of you would have seen, right? Especially if you go to a shopping mall or what, there's a cleaning sheet one, for say which part that I've already cleaned. If I already cleaned the basin, then there's a tick one. If I already cleaned the water closet, there's a tick. If I cleaned the toilet bowl, there's a tick. Things like that one. So if you can create that, for the cleaner to always take what are the things that I have already done, and then I sign, right? That will be perfect. And then you have the job sheet, you have the payment voucher, and then you have everything there to prove. So Doris, this is my advice to you. Okay. Now, next thing is Sin Yok Peng. Sin Yok Peng is asking, did the agreement need to stamp from LHDN stamping department? Okay, now, Sin Yok Peng, this is what I always say. Agreement, rightfully, if you want to make it valid, if you want to make it admissible to court, if you want to make it admissible to court, it has to be stamped. But again, it doesn't mean agreement that is not stamped is totally invalid. It's only not admissible to court, right? The judge will not acknowledge that this agreement is valid, but that is useful when you bring it to court, But if you say I'm not bringing it to the court, I'm just trying to make it valid, even though if it's not stamped, right, it can still be a valid agreement as long as both parties have signed. If it's a company, the company's rubber stamp is affixed on the agreement. That will be good enough. Yeah. But of course, if you want to make it like totally 100% valid, admissible to court somewhere, right, get it stamped. All right, get it. Okay. Next question here is that Jane Lee. I mean, we don't have office. We use home as office. Okay, Jane. Then it's different story. If you say I don't even have an office, I'm using my home as office. That means my house is my office. Just like the home tuition that I mentioned just now, the home is your business premises already. Now, as long as you can prove that this is my office, if I have registered my business, the business address that I use when I register with SSM, it's my house address. That is my business premises. I can prove that this is my business premises, right? Then you can claim certain deduction. But like I said, you can't claim everything. You maybe claim 50% because there's dual usage. The house house is used for personal usage as well as for business usage. So you can claim 50% of it, yeah. But make sure you can prove that this house is your business premises. Like I said, the address is actually registered with the SSN as your business premises. Okay, so that's how you do it, yeah. All right, I have a question here from Yip Chiying. Hi San, monthly cleaning office fee from cleaner company, is it deductible? Obviously can, definitely can, yeah, because you are cleaning your office, right? You're cleaning your office to maintain the office, right? So that's definitely deductible. And I'm sure if it's from a cleaner company, you definitely have a proper invoice from the company. So make sure you get the proper invoice from cleaner company. All of these will be tax deductible. So no worries about this, Ching. Okay, I have one more question here from Joyce. Joyce Lee is asking, hey, what if the expenses or purchases that we buy at Shopee platform, because they don't provide invoice? Okay, now of course this is not so much relating to cleaning expenses, but let me tell you, if you really have any expenses or purchases that you bought from Shopee or Lazada, any online platform, I know you will say they don't provide proper invoices, right? Please make sure you have that transaction record. You can just print screen, print out that transaction record, the online transaction record. That is as good as, a receipt, an invoice. It's as good as an invoice. Of course, you need to substantiate further with payment. We have payment proof. They say, oh, now I have this transaction record, and I've also made payment. I have a payment proof. If you can have the delivery, not even better. If you say, oh, I have my delivery order in, right? Even better, yeah. So once you have all these record, then yeah, then this is as good as having an invoice already, Joyce. Okay, one more question here from Chiying. Now, Yip Chiying say, what if we pay cleaner fee to our director on behalf of her maid? This is deductible. Now, Chiying, this is very tricky, because if you say, I'm not paying a company for cleaning, I'm paying the maid. Now, the maid was hired by the director, maybe for his own house, yeah, and you're paying to the director because he said, I'm bringing my maid to clean the office wall. Therefore, right, you need to pay some money to the maid, yeah, for cleaning the office. Now, this is not deductible. And let me tell you, usually when the IRB comes, they say, hey, you're paying to the maid, and the maid was hired not to clean office. The maid was hired to clean the house. It's not to clean office. So you are not paying the maid to clean the office. How can you prove that the maid is hired to clean the office? Because when you hire the maid, it's to clean the house. So this is going to be very difficult. It's going to be a challenge for you to get deduction. So I would say, don't do this. Don't do this kind of arrangement, right? If you want to get a freelancer to come in to clean your office, make it proper. A freelancer comes in and you pay the freelancer for cleaning your office. If it's a cleaning company, even better, you have invoice, yeah? If you do this kind of things, I'm paying my maid to come to the office, that is not deductible, let me tell you, huh? All right. Okay, I have a question here from Zoe Ma, yeah, from the other side, yeah. Zoe Ma is asking this, is it still tax deductible if the invoice or receipt is issued to another person other than the business name or sole proprietor's name? Example, husband's name, but the business belongs to the wife. Now, Zoe, well, I would say it really depends on the situation. Now, this one, it really depends on the situation. Because, yeah, if you say, I pay to someone, and this someone issue me an invoice under my business name, then very good lah, because it shows that this person is really charging my business because it's under my business name. But if you say this person issue an invoice to another person's name, not to my business name, and then I actually expense it off in my business, you have to look further. You have to look at, hey, can I prove that the payment comes from me? Can I prove that the payment still comes from me, even though the name on the invoice, right, it's not my name, it's under someone else's name, but the payment comes from me? If I can prove that, and I can also prove that, hey, this person, even though issuing invoice to another person, but they are really servicing me. Do you have secondary evidence, like maybe a job sheet, some acknowledgement to say that they have really serviced me instead of the other company? If you have those secondary evidence, then yes, you will still be able to get deduction. So you need some other secondary evidence to help you, Zoe. Okay. All right. The other question here is from Veronica. Veronica is asking, how about the expenses on Facebook advertisement? Yeah, and my client told me that there's no documents after payment. Well, you have. Why not? Well, whenever you pay Facebook on your advertisement, they will actually issue you a receipt. Yes, they will. Yeah, even if you use a normal, even if you use a personal credit card to pay the Facebook, they will still issue you a receipt, right? Usually sent to you by email, yeah. So make sure you get that. Make sure you get that transaction receipt, yeah, to show that you have incurred such expense, yeah. All right. Okay, Lydia. Lydia is asking, the agreement that you mentioned earlier, does that include rental agreements too? What if a client's rental agreement was not stamped? Does that mean that the agreement is not valid? Can the IRB reject and add back rental paid because the agreement wasn't stamped? Now, very good question, Lydia. Like I was telling earlier, yeah, agreement rightfully it should be stamped one. Even rental agreement, rightfully, it should be stamped. But like I said, stamping it will make it admissible to court. That means if you're gonna bring this case to court, yeah, for the judge to acknowledge that there is such agreement, a valid agreement, it has to be stamped. But it doesn't mean agreement not stamped is not valid at all. And it doesn't mean that, yeah. Because if you have witness for your rental agreement, everything is signed, everything is stamped, you know, rubber stamp, not the stamping from the LHDN, the rubber stamp is all affixed, yeah. It is still considered a valid agreement. It's just that if you don't bring this case to the court, then it's okay. Yeah, then it's definitely okay. But if you bring it to the court, then the judge may say, I wouldn't acknowledge this. I wouldn't call this a valid one, because every agreement that has to be admissible to court needs to be stamped. So I would say if you can stamp the agreement, then it's 100% safe. Whether or not you bring it to the court, it's definitely valid. But if you don't stamp it, yeah, if this case is not brought to the court, it's still valid. Right? But if it's brought to the court, then you know the judge will not let this evidence to be admitted as evidence. All right, so that is what I'm telling you. Yeah. All right. Okay. Last question over here, I think. Yeah, because I want to draw already. Okay. So now, I probably would stop here on the what you call it, the lucky draw thingy. Yeah. So now, if you have tagged your friends, good, right? If you have not tagged, then well, we'll close it here already. We'll close it here. So the last person that have already tagged 5 friends here is Kezia Lee. Yeah, Kezia Lee. Yeah, that I see. All right. So we will put all these names into our lucky draw pool. So later I will draw. Right? I will draw the winners already. I'll draw the winners. So let me just answer to a few more questions. So we have closed the lucky draw thingy. Yeah. So let me look at the few more questions. Yeah. Now Vava is asking, your online course fees attended by company staff, is it deductible? Vava, which online course? You gotta tell me which online course, yeah? Because not all online course is deductible. It depends on whether it is incurred in the production of gross income. You tell me which online course, then maybe I can advise you further, yeah? All right, because I have a few courses. All right. Now, Lim Brazil is asking, if the cleaning service is provided by related party, do we need to prepare or maintain a transfer pricing documentation? Yes. Very good, Razzle. You are taking one step further already, yeah? If it is by a related party, yeah, you should maintain a transfer pricing documentation to show that this pricing is at arm's length price. It is the market rate. So whenever what I always say is that if this related company is charging a third party the same price as what they are charging this related company, then this is very good. Yeah, at least you know you are safe. But still, yes, you have to maintain some transfer pricing documentation to prove that this is at arm's length price. This is at a market price. Yeah. Okay, 2 more questions. All right, I'll just answer 2 more questions. Yeah. So Hin Quin Chang. Now Hin Quin Chang is saying, is asking, if we paid directly to the foreign maid for our office cleaning weekly, and the maid signed the payment voucher with the paid maid particulars stated in the voucher, is it tax allowable? Now, if you hire a maid directly just for your office cleaning, right? Yes, that will be deductible, because you see the purpose of hiring a maid now becomes office cleaning. Yeah, the purpose is office cleaning, and you have the maid signing all the payment voucher. Of course, you need all the maid particulars as well. Yeah, right. You need to get a copy of this passport of the maid. You know, the name, the passport number, everything, and they have to sign. And right, if you have all this, then yes, it will be deductible already. Yeah, in Quinchang. All right, last question. Doris Teen is saying that FB advertising is under director's account. Can I claim these expenses and need to pay withholding tax? Well, very good question. Now, I know most of the time when it comes to Facebook advertisement, you will actually use director's own name to pay first. Yeah, this is usual, right? You would do that first, right? You will actually use director to pay first, and then the director will claim back from the company, right? So if you do this, this FB advertisement fee, it can be deductible as long as you have proper documentations for the director to come and claim back from the company. Yeah, that means you have the payment voucher for the director to claim back with the proper documentation for payment to the Facebook. That is still, an expenses that you can claim. provided you pay withholding tax. Yeah, so you ask me, do I need to pay withholding tax? Yes. Even though you use a director to pay first and claim back from the company, yeah, withholding tax will still apply. Yeah, so provided you have paid withholding tax, then yes, it will be deductible. Okay, now I was supposed to call that the last question, but okay lah, one last question yeah. So just one last question, yeah, for me to just answer this. Then we go for lucky draw already, yeah, because now I've got all the names in the lucky draw pool. I'll go for lucky draw already. So this is the last question. Now from Jane Lee, rental charged by owner for use. Charged by owner for the use the home as office also need to do transfer pricing. So it's rental charged by the owner for the use of the home as office. Do I need to do transfer pricing? Oh, no need, no need. If it's the owner, you know, taking that home, rent back to the business and charge a renter, that one no need to do transfer pricing, yeah, because the owner, it's an individual. Now remember, yeah, an individual not doing business, well, you don't have to do transfer pricing, yeah, as long as, you know, you say my rental agreement is down there, it's all there, that's just okay, yeah, you don't have to do transfer pricing, yeah, if I use my own home and charge it as an office. But now look at this. If you say this rental is actually owned by another company, I mean this what you call it, this property is owned by another company, and this company go and rent out the business premises to another related company and charge rental, yeah. So it's company to company, right? Now there will be transfer pricing issue. Yeah, you got to prepare transfer pricing documentation because transfer pricing doesn't cover individual that does not do business. But if it's charged by a company does business, right? Then yes, that will be transfer pricing issue. Okay, all right, okay. Just Vava was asking a 6-figure tax saving. Now Vava, I always say this even in my Facebook Live for this 6-figure tax savings. This is not deductible. This is not deductible. Why? Because this is not incurred in the production of gross income. You know, this cost, right? The 6-figure tax saving cost, it's not helping you to make more income. It's helping you to save tax only. It's helping you to save individual tax. That one is not a business expense, so that one is not deductible. Yeah, okay, that one is not tax deductible. Okay, all right. So let me look at whether I have got the lucky draw thingy. Okay, my team was telling me that they are preparing, they're putting in all the names into the system for me to actually go do the lucky draw thing. Okay, so let me just see if there are any other questions or not. Any other questions, because I'm still waiting for my team to give me that names, yeah, the names for me to do the lucky draw. Yeah, so let me see if there is any other questions. Okay, because that's why I said last question, so no one asked me question anymore, right? But now, because we're waiting for that names to be out, yeah, right? Because I need the names to be out so that I can do the lucky draw, yeah. So let me see. Let me see if there's any other questions. Let me just check from the other side. Okay, the other side has got no question. Oh, one long question. One long question from Chia Kyung Sun. Okay, let me just bring this up. Wow, this is very long. Subsection 24. Bracket 1A, okay, is to extend the scope of business income to cover deposit or advances received on any services rendered or to be rendered. Okay, thus, may I ask, renovation works, aircon man, plumber, or any other line which require forked out heavy cost to purchase material before can do the work, is the money received in advance also be taxed in the year of acceptance the money received? Wow, Xia Kyung Sun. Very technical, yeah, but let me explain to you. Yeah, I mean, those that are not well versed with section 24, you may say, what is this section 24? But let me just explain to you. Now, subsection 24 bracket 1A, yes, that is the new section that says if you receive any advance, yeah, whether it's deposit or advance payment for any services to be rendered in future, even though you have not rendered the service, you only receive certain deposit, but it is for something to be done in the future, right? Then you have to pay tax. You got the tax, right? It will be taxed in the year you receive the money, right? Even though you have not provided the service, right? So your question is, if I receive money, if I'm a renovator, right, and I have to receive so much money for me to go and buy materials first, right, before I can do the work, I definitely have to take some deposit now. So is this deposit, this advance, tax in the year I receive the money? Yes, it is. Yeah. I know you may say, not fair, ma. I have not provided the service, ma. But that is the law right now, right? Subsection 24, bracket 1, capital A, says very clearly, you receive money in advance for any service that you will render in future. you would have to pay tax in the year you receive the money. So you will say, then what if next year I would really bill this client, I would actually issue invoice, then I will have another sales and then double tax, is it? No, when you issue invoice in future, yeah, you would not be taxed anymore. You will not be taxed again because this has been taxed already. Yeah. So remember, you'll be taxed in the year where you receive the advance. Yeah, even though you have not rendered the service. Okay. All right, I've got a few more questions. Okay, quickly. Baba is asking, part-timer wages for intern practice in company, is it deductible? Well, if this intern is actually helping you to generate more income, the even part-timer wages is deductible, of course it is, right? Because they are helping you to generate more income, Baba. Okay, next question. Irene is asking, hi Zen, if we accrued for staff company trip in June and my financial year end 30th June, okay, is this expense tax deductible? So you're accruing staff company trip. How do you accrue staff company trip? Do you already have invoice that you have incurred? If you say I already have invoice, yeah, that I have already confirmed I have the obligation. Let's say I buy a trip, yeah, from a tour agency. I receive the invoice and then I have obligation to pay already. Now, if you already have that, yeah, and you have accrued it, then well, I would say it is deductible lah. As long as you have that obligation, is incurred already. If it's just a provision, sometimes you say, I'll estimate, put an amount for company trip. I just do a provision. That provision is not deductible. That's why I always say it's incurred, not provision, right? So if you say it's incurred, then yeah, it's deductible. All right, Ivan has got a question over here. If I got pay commission to my sub-agent, then when come to audit, IRB called them and they didn't admit full or partial commission paid out. How should I argue further? See, this is why I always say, right, always have secondary evidence. If you say I have paid commission to sub-agent, yeah, and when they call them, they say, no, I never received commission. How do you prove that you have indeed paid commission? You have secondary evidence. Yeah, if you have got your payment voucher, you have issued CP58, you have issued CP58 for your agent, yeah, and you have the payment proof. You can prove that I have deposited this amount of money into their bank account. I have the payment slip, the transfer slip, How can they argue further? I mean, how can they say they never received the commission? Yeah, because if they have signed, your payment voucher, if they have received your CP58, if they have signed the agreement with you that they are your agent, and they have got you have this payment proof that goes into their bank account. Definitely you can prove this is a valid commission paid up already. See, so this is how you should argue further. Okay, now I have another question from the other side here from Lee Chia Han. Lee Chia Han is asking, if a sole proprietor, also the house owner, rented house as his business premises, is the rental should be charged based on market rate? Yes, definitely, Lee Chia Han, right? If you are renting out your business, your own house as business premises, and you are the owner, right? You need to charge according to the market rate, because if you don't charge according to the market rate, yeah, for the rental, yeah, when the IRB comes, they may say, hey, you are charging too high or too low, and therefore they will not allow that expense, or they will adjust the amount. They will adjust the rental, yeah, to market rate, yeah, and then that will cause some adjustment, and there will be some additional tax, and then there will be penalty. So please charge according to the market rate. Okay. All right. SYCC is asking just now about the renovation business received deposit to buy material. If use percentage of completion in recognition of profit, then no need to tax the deposit, right? Now, SYCC, now you don't simply use the percentage of completion unless you are from the construction industry, unless you are you are in the construction industry, or you are a property developer of which you have a long-term contract. If you have a long-term contract and you have to use the income tax for construction rule. Income tax rules for construction companies, then only you use the percentage of completion. If you are really under that, yeah, using the construction, the rules for construction company, then yes, you are right. Whatever deposit you receive, you don't have to pay tax first because you are using the percentage of completion. But if you're not a construction company that uses that income tax rules for construction company, then you cannot, you have to actually use the, you have to tax the deposit received in advance. Okay, all right. Okay, I have got another question here from Jamie. Jamie Lam is asking, for PU268, what constitute machine and equipment? Does it include furniture and fittings? Aircon, appreciate your inputs. Wow, Jamie, this is also very technical. Asking me on PU268. I think most people here do not know what is PU268. If they are not a technical person, if they are not into this industry, they may not even know what is PU268. Right? So this is what I would say. Now, PU268 is the accelerated capital allowance, for what you call it, for this purchasing of plant and machinery. Yeah. So what we always say is that, yeah, now this PU268 now say that it is if you buy plant or machinery, machinery or equipment, machinery and equipment, you can get the accelerated capital allowance. But people would ask, would furniture be included? Aircon included? Now, if you ask me, what is equipment? Equipment is actually not defined in Income Tax Act, but if you look at the dictionary meaning, furniture, fittings, aircon, they are all considered equipment as well. But you know what? We are actually also getting clarification from the Inland Revenue Board. So once we get any clarification, yeah, we definitely, publish that. Yeah, we actually publish that. So if you say you are our client, like say, yeah, we definitely let you know whether it is actually considered or not. But if you ask me, right, my personal view, yeah, furniture, fittings, aircon, yeah, they are considered equipment. So they should qualify, right? They should qualify. But we are getting confirmation from the Inland Revenue Board. Okay, all right. Now, the names are here already for the lucky draw. So I know there are more questions, but let me just quickly answer the other two questions. All right, then I will do the lucky draw already. Yeah. All right. I have here, a few questions from NG. NG says, hi, Zen, can I take into account wages for foreign workers with permit not under company? NG, if you say these foreign workers is with permit, yeah, but not under company, but as long as you say you prove that they do work for you, you have payment voucher, they sign, well, you have their details, then okay, you can still get this deduction. Okay, Xin Hui Pei is asking, if company give allowance to sales consultant but below 2,000 per month, does this individual need to declare income tax? Well, it depends on whether this allowance, this consultant has any other income lah. If this consultant has no other income, only this 2,000 per month, then 1 year is only 24,000 ma. 24,000 if this person has not registered any income tax file before. Of course, they don't have to declare anything. But if they have registered an income tax file before, they still have to, file income tax. Remember, yeah? Okay. Now, last question, referring to Ivan O's question, what if the payment is made in cash? That's why I always say, don't use cash if possible. Don't use cash if possible. But if it's really in cash, the only secondary evidence that you can have is all the payment vouchers and things like that. Well, but what if the other party says, no, I have not received? You cannot prove that they receive your cash anymore, because everyone can sign one. So that's how I say, if you can, don't use cash, pay it into its bank account. Pay into his bank account. All right. Okay. I think I have to do the lucky draw already. It's 12 already. Yeah. So let me just stop sharing this and share again. Yeah. All right. Let me just share screen again. All right. And then I'll share audio. Okay. Now let me bring this out. All right. Let me hold on. Let me bring my wheel out. Okay, I believe everyone could see the wheel right now. Okay, these are all the names of people that have already shared and tagged. Yeah, shared and tagged 5 people. So I'm gonna draw 3 names. I'm gonna draw 3 names over here. Yeah, to win our ticket to the tax audit and investigation webinar worth 498 ringgit each. 498 ringgit each. All right. So let me just spin the first one. Let me see who's the first winner. And let me see. The first winner here is Alice Xiao Fei. Is that right? Yes, Alice Xiao Fei. Okay. Congratulations to Alice Xiao Fei. No. If you are still here, yeah, please drop us a message. Please drop us a message, a private message to us, right? Or you can just drop a message into the comment box and to tell us that I'm here, I'm the winner, right? So we know you are here, and our professional team will contact you and actually give you the ticket to our tax audit and investigation webinar worth 498 ringgit. All right. So do drop us a message. So congratulations to Alice Xiao Fei. That's the first winner. Now we got 2 more winners. We have got 2 more winners over here. All right. Yes, Alice Xiao Fei, I said hi. Yes. Yeah, I've seen you. Right. Say hi. Okay. Great. Next person. Who's the next person that will win our ticket to the tax audit and investigation webinar? I think it's you, Peggy Lim, right? Yes, Peggy Lim. Congratulations, Peggy Lim. Congratulations for winning the second ticket to our tax audit and investigation webinar with 498 ringgit. Yeah. So please do also drop us a message. Yeah. Drop us a message and say, hi, I'm Peggy Lim. I'm here. Yeah. So that we know you are really here. Then our team would contact you and give you the ticket to our tax audit and investigation webinar. Yeah. With 498 ringgit. All right. So that's the second winner. Now we have the last winner. Yeah, we need to draw the last winner. Now there are still a lot of names over here. I don't know whether you be the last winner or not. Yeah, I'm really nervous, but let's look at it. Let's look at it. Who is the last winner? The last winner is... Is it you? Yes, it should be Call Shandy. Call Shandy. Yes, Call Shandy. If you are still here, please drop us a message. Also, please drop us a message to say, I'm here. I'm Call Shandy. And yes, congratulations to you. You win yourself the last ticket to the tax audit and investigation webinar with 498 ringgit. Yeah, 498 ringgit. So this is really good. Yeah, so congratulations to all three winners. Congratulations to all three winners. Please remember to drop us a message, yeah, to tell us that I'm here, I'm the winner, you know, and our professional team will definitely get in touch with you and give you that tax audit and investigation webinar ticket. So that's it. That's it. Yo, Coach Andy has just replied. Yo, so thank you so much. Yeah, so once again, yeah, thank you for joining our Facebook Live. Yeah, you have been awesome. You've been awesome. You're here for more than 1 hour, and that's so great. Yeah. So remember, right? Last but not least, if you really receive any tax audit letter, please do not be panicked. Do not be afraid. Just bring it to us. You know, send us a message. We will do a complimentary, online consultation for you and see how we can help you to solve your tax audit issue. All right. So till then, I'll see you again next time. It should be 2 weeks from now. Yeah, I'll be doing the next sharing session 2 weeks from now. Same time, 11 a.m. on Friday. I'll be sharing with you more tax audit issue. And last but not least, please remember, go to my Facebook page, Tax Guru Zen Chow, to share, like, and follow. Most importantly, follow. Yeah, like, share, most importantly, follow my Facebook page, right? Because I'll have a lot of new things that I will bring out to you all from time to time. So thank you once again. Thanks for joining me for 1 hour plus. I hope to see you again next time. Yeah, and again, stay safe, everyone. Have a good Friday. Have a good weekend. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye. Thank you all. Bye-bye.
相信你可以勇敢的往前冲吧，有想法就有办法，有办法就不用怕，我们一起到达。我相信我可以